Hello everyone, look at this beautiful mountains. This is Uttarakhand, जहाँ पे बहुत सारे देवी देवताओं का निवास है. Uttarakhand, northeast of India में situated है, with beautiful Himalayan ranges crossing through it. I am Divya and in this video I am going to give you a very brief overview of my last year Uttarakhand trip. It was a 60 days bike trip with my husband Chen. He loves riding bike, especially in mountains with tough terrain, narrow roads, steep turns. This is his bike, Royal Enfield Himalayan. He definitely loves it more than me. For this trip, we decided to ship his bike to Dehradun, and we both reached Dehradun via flight, where his Garhwali friends welcomed us at airport. While waiting for our bike, we explored Dehradun and also planning and preparations for our upcoming trip. We stayed in Uttarakhand for 60 days, during which we could manage to go for 3 long trips and 1 short trip. As soon as we got our bike, we got it serviced and went for a short trip to Dhanolti. We started from Dehradun early in the morning, initially navigating our way through city street before extending onto tranquil hills. As we approach Dhanolti, landscape completely transforms itself into a beautiful hill station with pine and deodar trees. Air becomes crisp, refreshing, temperature also cools down. We stayed in Dhanolti for 2 nights, during which we visited Surkhanda Devi temple and also some of the local attractions such as Eco Park. Overall, it was a nice, relaxing long weekend which helped us acclimatize with heights. After doing this trip, we were confident that we will be able to manage Char dham on bike and also trek to Kedarnath. We plan to split our Char dham yatra into 2 trips. For the first trip, we plan to cover Yamnotri and Gangotri, and during our second trip, we plan to cover Kedarnath and Badrinath. Let's start with our next trip to Yamnotri. For Yamnotri, we started from Dehradun around 11 o'clock. Around 5 it started to rain, so we took shelter in a Swiss camp near Katnor. Next day, it took us around 1 hour to reach Janki Chatti, which is base camp for Yamnotri trek. We stayed in Yamnotri for 2 nights, during which we visited Yamnotri temple as well as Shani Devta temple in Harsil village. Our next destination is Harsil. We started from Yamnotri around 10 and reached Uttarkashi for overnight layover. Uttarkashi is a town situated on banks of Bhagirathi river. While we were here, we visited Vishwanath temple. Next day, we started for Harsil. Route from Uttarkashi to Harsil passes through valleys with Bhagirathi river flowing by your side. Snow-capped peak that you see at a distance are Meru Parvat and Shivling Peak. We stayed in Harsil for 3 nights, during which we visited Gangotri temple and Gartangali. Harsil is famous for its apples, and we were lucky to get fresh harvest of apples during the season. We also went for a leisurely walk in Bagori village. For our return journey, we are going to Rishikesh instead of Dehradun. This is the longest distance that we have covered so far. We are staying in Rishikesh around Ramjhula. After relaxing in Rishikesh for 2 weeks, we are now ready to kickstart with second phase of our Char dham yatra, which is Kedarnath and Badrinath. I am excited for this trip. I have been preparing for Kedarnath trek for a month. Let's see how it goes. One of the family with whom we stayed in Dehradun are joining us for this trip. We started around 6 o'clock in the morning for Gaurikund. Gaurikund is the base camp for Kedarnath trek. It took us around 12 hours to reach Gaurikund. Tonight we are staying in Gaurikund and next day we will be trekking to Kedarnath. Kedarnath is Lord Shiva temple and is also one of the Jyotirlinga, which is situated right in middle of the Himalayan ranges. We were trekking full day before finally getting a glimpse of Kedarnath temple. We stayed in Kedarnath for 2 nights, soaking in as much as divine energy as possible. From Kedarnath, we went to Chopta Valley with the overnight stay at Guptkashi. If you are a fan of sunset and sunrise, Chopta Valley is for you. White snow-capped mountains that you see behind us is the Chokhamba peak from Chopta Valley during sunset. And this is the sunrise view from Tungnath temple, which is highest Shiva temple in the world. Chopta Valley, we went to Urgam Valley with a layover at Peoplekoti. If you are a fan of off-roading, you will definitely love the route to Urgam. One of the major attractions of Urgam is Kalpeshwar temple. From Urgam, we went to Badrinath. Maximum number of landslides that we have seen were on this route. On the way to Badrinath, there were patches of roads where rocks were hanging on top of us. This is a reminder that riding in mountains is risky and we should all take necessary precautions to eliminate it. It took us 4 hours from Urgam to reach Badrinath. Front facade of Badrinath temple is colorful with small details of Lord Vishnu. We stayed in Badrinath for one night before returning back to Rishikesh. On our way back, we were stuck in 30 to 40 kilometers long traffic, so we took layover at Chamoli. On this route, we also went to few of the Saptabadri temple. This brings us to an end to our Char dham yatra. It's time now to leave Garhwal region and go to Kumaon region. For this, we went to Rudrapur and stayed at one of my friend's place. We both have planned 3 nights family trip to Almora. For this trip, we are taking their Tata Safari. Starting from Rudrapur, it took us around 4 hours to reach Almora. During our stay, we visited Jageshwar Dham, Kasar Devi. Next day, we visited Badrinath, Golu Devta temple and sunset from Kausani. This is the view from Kausani. You can see Chokhamba, Trishul. It is now time to say goodbye to Almora. On our way back to Rudrapur, we are going to visit Neem Karoli Baba. From Rudrapur, we went to Jim Corbett Park, Haridwar and finally coming back to our base location, Rishikesh. This brings us to an end to Uttarakhand trip. We are leaving with unforgettable memories and deeper appreciation for Pahari people and their culture. Best part of this trip was we have given ourselves plenty amount of a time to immerse in this nature, experience spirituality and enjoy each and every moment. We both strongly believe that it is not the destination but the journey that matters. One thing that really bothered us was seeing tourists throw plastic bottles, wrappers down the hills, leaving behind tons of waste. As tourists, it is very important that wherever we go, we treat it just like our home and keep the place clean by disposing the waste properly. We should leave behind beautiful memories and not tons of waste. With this, we have summarized all the places that we have visited, routes that we have taken during our Uttarakhand trip. In our upcoming video, we will discuss detailed itinerary of each of these places that will help you plan your Uttarakhand trip. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, press a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you didn't like this video, bindas press a thumbs down. I will see you again in a brand new video. Until then, stay healthy, keep riding.